What if I told you that a single penny from 2007, just 1 cent, could be worth more than most people make in 3 years? Yes, you heard that right. A coin you may have walked past in a grocery store parking lot might be worth $207,000 right now. You might have it sitting inside an old jar, behind your couch, even tucked away in a forgotten drawer. And if you're one of the lucky ones, it could be your golden ticket to a whole new lifestyle. Debt-free, financially free, stress-free. But here's the kicker. Most people will throw it away before they even know what they had. Don't be one of them. Stick with me for the next few minutes, because I'm going to show you exactly what makes this 2007 Lincoln Memorial penny so rare, how to spot one, and how to cash it in before it disappears into someone else's pocket forever. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. The year was 2007. The iPhone had just launched. Housing markets were peaking. And somewhere in Denver, the U.S. Mint struck a batch of Lincoln Memorial pennies with an unintentional twist on the surface. It looks like any other coin. Abraham Lincoln seated with his iconic, solemn expression. The familiar D Mint mark, placed just beneath the year, a copper-plated zinc surface, clean, simple, ordinary. But here's the twist. It's not what the coin looks like. It's how it was made. Due to a rare minting error that affected a small batch, some 2007 Lincoln pennies left the Denver Mint with double dies, die cracks, off-center strikes, or even plating anomalies. Some feature ghost-like doubling in Lincoln's eye. Others have a slightly swollen rim or inconsistent copper layering. These are small differences, but they mean big money. How big? One verified 2007 error penny sold for a jaw-dropping $207,000 at auction. Just imagine that. A penny turning into a house. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, but how would I know if my penny is worth that? Here's how. First, pull out your magnifying glass. Yes, seriously. It's your new best friend. Look closely at the following areas. Lincoln's eye, the lettering in Liberty, and IN God we TRUS to the D Mint mark below the date, the edges or rim of the coin. Look for signs of misalignment or doubling, and don't worry. You don't have to be an expert. You just have to pay attention. Remember, the difference between a coin worth a penny and a coin worth over $200,000 is just a tiny mistake. Hiding in plain sight. Pattern interrupt. Ever stare at a coin so long you start seeing Lincoln wink at you? Don't worry. You're not losing your mind. You're just starting to see what most people never do. Let's get real for a moment. In today's economy, every dollar counts. Groceries are higher. Gas doesn't go down. And the dream of financial freedom feels further away. But what if your solution isn't in a lottery ticket, or a side hustle, or working until you're 75? What if it's already sitting in your home, unnoticed? Thousands of everyday Americans are discovering that their old change isn't just change, it's wealth, it's history, it's opportunity. Some are using rare coin finds to pay off mortgages. Others are funding retirements. And yes, some are just finally taking that dream vacation to the place they've always talked about. Now it's your turn. But here's your cliffhanger. Do you know how many 2007 pennies were minted? Over 3 billion, but do you know how many of the rare error coins exist? Less than a handful. That they're out there, and the window to find them is closing fast. Because everyday coins are being melted, lost, or unknowingly spent at face value, as so the next time you're handed change at the gas station. The next time your kid finds a penny and says, "This one looks weird," you'll know exactly what to do. Right now, someone out there is tossing aside a penny that could change their life. Don't let that be you. Start checking your change. Start paying attention. Start building the kind of wealth that doesn't come from working harder, but from knowing more. And if you want to keep learning how to spot these hidden treasures, the coins that turn pocket change into pure gold, then subscribe now. We're uncovering the secrets that the collectors don't want you to know. Because your next coin might just be your first fortune. Subscribe for more rare coin secrets. Share this video. Help others spot hidden wealth. Next, 1989 Lincoln penny worth over $89,000. Watch now. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, that tiny copper coin lost between couch cushions, could be your one-way ticket to a life-changing six-figure payday? Not a myth. Not a gimmick. A real story happening right now. In homes just like yours, there's a particular version of the 2000 Lincoln Memorial penny. One without a mint mark, that's quietly shaking the coin world. And it's not just rare. It's fetching up to $200,000 in today's market. Pause and let that sink in. How many times have you walked past a penny on the ground thinking, it's just a cent? Well, next time you might want to pick it up, examine it, and hold your breath. Because in this video, I'm going to show you how one ordinary-looking penny could fund your dream vacation, pay off your house, or even transform your retirement. But only if you know what to look for. Stay with me to the end, because we're about to uncover one of the most powerful underdog stories in American coinage. And it might just be hiding in your kitchen drawer. Let's rewind the clock to the year 2000. The Y2K panic had just fizzled out. Gas was around $1.26 a gallon. And the U.S. Mint quietly released the latest batch of Lincoln Memorial pennies. Most of them came from the Denver or Philadelphia mints, and you can tell by the little D or P under the year on the coin's face. But then, something strange happened. A small number of these coins were released without any mint mark at all. That's right. No P, no D. Just a blank space beneath the year 2000. At first, no one paid attention. Who would? It's just a penny, right? Wrong. Collectors soon realized that these no mint mark 2000 Lincoln cents had subtle differences, variations in strike, alignment, and even coloration. And just like that, these coins went from ignored to idolized. Fast forward to now. One of these no-mint beauties sold for $200,000 to a private collector who was willing to pay for perfection. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you checked your penny jar? Now let's get into the good stuff. How do you know if your penny is the jackpot? No mint mark under the year, the most obvious one. Flip the coin over. If it reads 2000 with no tiny letter underneath, don't get too excited yet. But don't dismiss it either. Unusual color or shine. These valuable pennies often have a strange copper tone or even a deep bronze glow, caused by unique environmental exposure or minting anomalies. Die errors and strike flaws. Some of the highest valued coins feature doubling on Lincoln's face or the letters. Get a magnifying glass and look closely at Liberty and In God We Trust. You might be staring at a fortune. Pristine condition. A coin in mint state condition, no scratches, full luster, can skyrocket in value. Some pennies were accidentally preserved in change jars for decades. Certifications and grading. Want to know if your coin is authentic and investment grade? Get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. A coin graded MS 65 or higher with these traits. That's when things get exciting, like 6 figures exciting. Quick sidebar. Ever tried to explain to your spouse why you're staring at a penny with a magnifying glass at 2 a.m.? Let's just say, passion has no bedtime. Anyway, these traits are more than details. They're signals, like a treasure map etched onto a forgotten coin. So what does this all mean for you? It means that hidden in your home, maybe even in that jar you dump change into after grocery runs, could be a rare coin that could pay for a new car, a business startup, or even an early retirement. Let that possibility ignite you. This isn't about luck. It's about knowledge, action, and the courage to check what everyone else ignores. Fear of missing out? You should have it. Excitement? You should feel it in your bones, because right now, someone out there is selling a penny they picked up at a gas station for more than your annual salary. Will it be you? Grab that jar of old pennies, look for the year 2000, check for that missing mint mark, and inspect it for the traits we just talked about. And if you think you've got something special, don't sit on it. Reach out to a coin dealer or grading service and take action. Still wondering if it's all real? Ask yourself this: what if you never check, and years later you realize you gave away a 6-figure penny? That's the kind of regret you don't want hanging over your head. So subscribe now for more rare coin breakdowns, expert tips, and strategies that could change your life, one coin at a time. Because in the world of collecting, every penny has a story, and some have a 6-figure ending. Have you ever held something in your hand worth nearly $1 million and had no idea? That ordinary-looking penny sitting in your drawer right now might be your golden ticket. A 1995 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent coin with no mint mark. Sounds too good to be true, right? But one of these just sold for a jaw-dropping $9.95. 000. Pause for a second. Imagine waking up tomorrow, walking into a coin shop or auction house, and walking out with nearly $1 million. All because of a tiny copper coin you almost threw away. In this video, we're going deep. We'll uncover the history of this unassuming penny, why the no mint mark version is causing such a frenzy, and how you can tell if your pocket change is hiding this life-changing treasure. But first, quick question. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies before tossing them into a jar? Keep watching because by the end of this video, you might start checking every single one. Let's rewind the clock to 1995. Bill Clinton was president, eBay was just getting started, and millions of Lincoln Memorial cents were being struck by the US Mint. Now here's the twist. Most pennies that year were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the no-mint mark version from Philadelphia holds a secret. A rare variety with a double die obverse. Wait, what's a double die obverse? Great question. It means the design was impressed twice on the die that struck the coin, but not perfectly aligned. So the letters like Liberty and I in God We Trust appear doubled. Almost ghosted. This flaw turned into a collector's dream. And because most people didn't notice, they spent it like a normal penny. That's what makes it so rare today. Here's the fun part. And maybe the most frustrating. These valuable coins are still out there. In jars. In glove compartments. In forgotten drawers. One such coin. Brilliant red in color, mint state condition, with a sharply visible doubling on Lincoln's profile and lettering, was recently auctioned for $995,000. That's not a typo. 1 cent sold for nearly $1 million. You might be asking, what makes mine valuable? Great segue. Condition is key. A heavily worn coin likely won't bring in life-changing money, but if it's preserved, sharp in detail, and shows that doubling clearly, the value climbs fast. Graded versions by PCGS or NGC, professional coin graders, can turn a penny into a six-figure asset. Still skeptical? Here's a funny thought. Somewhere, someone bought a candy bar in 1995 and accidentally gave away a small fortune in change. Don't let that person be you. But there's something even more shocking about this coin. A detail most people miss that could make or break your chances of selling it for big money. Stick around. I'll reveal that in just a moment. So here's the kicker. Not all 1995 pennies with no mint mark are valuable. Let me say that again. Only those with the double die obverse in top-grade condition carry the massive price tags. Take a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone. Look closely at the word Liberty. You're looking for clear doubling on each letter. Next, examine I in God We Trust and the date 1995. If it shows signs of doubling, do not clean it. Get it evaluated by a professional grading service. PCGS or NGC are your best bets. Now here's your moment of decision. You can let this information slide, or you can be that person who takes 10 minutes to go through their old change and possibly find a six-figure surprise. Remember, time is your biggest enemy here. As more of these coins are found and sold, the rarity and value may shift. The window won't stay open forever. So go check that coin jar, that old shoebox, your parents' dresser drawer. Because right now, that little copper coin might be your escape route from debt, from worry, from just getting by. And if you do find one, don't forget who told you first. Make sure to subscribe for more rare coin tips. Hit the bell so you never miss $1 million opportunity hiding in plain sight. And share this video. You might just change someone's life with a simple forward. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Imagine pulling open an old dusty drawer, finding a handful of pennies, and unknowingly holding one of them that could make you nearly a millionaire. Yes, a penny. Worth $994,000. Now here's the shocking part. It's not from the 1800s, it's not layered in gold, it's a 1994 Lincoln Memorial penny, with no mint mark, and thousands of Americans are tossing them into jars, pockets, and donation trays without ever realizing they're throwing away a fortune. So, let me ask you this, have you checked your pocket change today? Because after this video, you just might want to. Every single day, someone in America unknowingly holds a rare coin. That's not just a theory. It's backed by auction houses and collectors who have seen seemingly ordinary coins sell for hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, and one of the most overlooked treasures, the 1994 Lincoln Memorial 1-cent penny without a mint mark. Now before you dismiss that as just another internet myth, here's what you need to know. This coin has already fetched up to $994,000 at auctions, and there's more out there. But only a select few know how to recognize it. And that's where your opportunity begins. If you've ever dreamed of transforming everyday objects into unexpected wealth, if you've ever wished for one lucky break that changes everything, then pay close attention. Because this isn't just about a penny, it's about possibility. Let's break it down. The 1994 penny is part of the Lincoln Memorial series, minted from 1959 to 2008. But the ones without a mint mark, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, have certain rare characteristics that skyrocket their value. You're probably wondering, what's so special about it? Isn't a penny just a penny? That's where the story takes a twist. Some of these coins were struck using misaligned dies, creating off-center impressions. Others show doubling in the inscriptions, like the date or the phrase, "In God We Trust." And a few ultra-rare examples were mistakenly struck on bronze planchets, metals that were phased out decades earlier. Those mistakes, they turn an ordinary coin into a six-figure jackpot. Now, here's where things get even more exciting. Collectors and dealers pay a premium for coins in high grade, especially those with little wear, crisp lettering, and clean edges. In one legendary auction, a high-grade 1994 no-mint penny with subtle die errors sold for nearly $1 million. And yet thousands are still hiding in sock drawers, shoeboxes, and forgotten coffee cans across America. Meanwhile, we're out here tipping baristas with potential Lamborghinis. Now, let me ask you something personal. What would you do if you found out you'd spend $1 million penny on a vending machine snack? Would you laugh? Would you cry? Would you scream? Because that has actually happened. And it keeps happening. People find out years later they had one of these rare coins, but it's long gone. Sold in bulk. Lost in change. Tossed aside as worthless. Don't be one of them. The good news? There's still time, and more importantly, there's still hope. Alright, now that I've got your attention, let's get tactical. Here's what to look for in your 1994 penny. No mint mark under the date. A strong, well-defined strike with no signs of damage. Look closely for doubling on letters like Liberty or In God We Trust. Use a magnifying glass to detect die errors or striking misalignments. A coin with full luster, no scratches, and minimal handling. Wear bonus points if the color is a vibrant red copper tone. Collectors love that. And never clean the coin. It destroys the value instantly. But what if I told you there's one ultra-rare version of this penny that even most collectors don't know exists? Hang tight. That's coming in just a minute. Think about this. You could be one of the rare few who discovers a coin like this and turns a humble 1 cent into nearly $1 million. This isn't a lottery. This isn't luck. This is knowledge and action. The rarest 1994 penny to date had a nearly imperceptible error. It was struck on a leftover 1982 bronze planchet instead of the newer zinc core. It looked ordinary, but sold $4.994. 000. Imagine how many more are still out there. Misidentified, ignored, dismissed. And they're just waiting for someone like you to know what to look for. So here's your next move. After this video, check your change jar. Dig through that old coin collection. Ask your relatives if they've got pennies lying around from the 90s. Because one penny could change your life. And if you do find something, get it authenticated. Go to a reputable coin grading service. Talk to experts. You don't need to be a collector. You just need to be curious and just a little lucky. Now you tell me, are you really going to ignore your pennies ever again? If you want more powerful tips on finding rare coins that could fund your dream life, subscribe now. Don't just watch others get rich. Make it your story. Because sometimes, the smallest coin holds the biggest secret. Subscribe for weekly coin hunting secrets. Like and share. If you've got a jar of pennies at home, comment below. What's the rarest coin you've ever found? What if I told you that one of those plain old 1-cent coins sitting at the bottom of your drawer could be worth nearly $1 million? That's right. A 1987 Lincoln Memorial penny with no mint mark has shocked collectors, with its value recently skyrocketing to an astounding $987,000. And the best part? It's still out there. In circulation, possibly in your possession. Now, before you go flipping over every coin in your piggy bank, take a deep breath. Because in the next few minutes, I'll walk you through the jaw-dropping story of this unassuming penny, explain why it's so rare, how to identify it, and most importantly, how you could turn your everyday change into generational wealth. Yes, it sounds insane, but so did Bitcoin once. Stay with me. This is more than a coin. It's a doorway to a different life. Let's rewind the clock to 1987. The Cold War was still smoldering. Wall Street was booming. Michael Jackson ruled the charts. And the Lincoln Memorial penny? Well, it was quietly minted by the billions. But something strange happened during that year. Some pennies from 1987 were minted without a mint mark, that tiny letter beneath the date which tells us where the coin was made. Typically, no mint mark meant it came from Philadelphia. But here's the twist. Not all 1987 pennies without a mint mark were created equal. Among them, a few were struck with such perfection, from a rare die error or misalignment, that they've become the unicorns of the coin world. These aren't just rare, they're nearly impossible to replicate. Collectors call them ghost strikes, because they appear normal, but hold extraordinary secrets under close examination. So, what makes this coin worth close to $1 million? Let's break it down. Quick question. How many times have you ignored a penny on the ground? Next time, pick it up. It might be your early retirement fund. Now back to the mystery. This particular 1987 no mint mark penny shows signs of a highly unusual die clash, combined with a near-flawless double die obverse, meaning the front of the coin, where Lincoln's profile is, displays a slight but undeniable doubling effect under magnification. The copper-plated zinc composition gives off a radiant red-brown hue, not to be confused with a regular circulated coin's dull surface. INMS 68 plus condition, which means almost perfectly preserved. One of these coins was recently appraised at $987,000. Yes, almost $1 million for a coin you could have mistaken for pocket change. And it wasn't some museum or billionaire who found it. It was an ordinary man from Indiana, retired, found it in a coin jar. He now owns a lake house. That's not a punchline. That's the reality of modern numismatics, the art of collecting and profiting from rare currency. So now you're wondering, could you have this coin? Is it sitting in your kitchen drawer, your glove compartment, or, dare I say, your kid's piggy bank? Don't run yet. First, you need to know how to spot the real deal. Because not all 1987 no mint mark pennies are valuable. Only a very specific kind. Point 1. No mint mark under the year 1987. That's your first checkpoint. Point 2. Look closely at Lincoln's eye. lips, and in God we trust. If you notice a slight shadowing or doubling in these areas, you may be holding a double die variant. Point 3. Examine the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial. Is there extra clarity in the columns? A high-definition strike with minimal scratches? That could mean high-grade condition. Point 4. Weigh the coin. It should come in around 2.5 grams. Anything significantly off might indicate an error or an off-metal strike. Still with me? Now here's the final step: validation. Before you list it for sale or post it on eBay with dreams of instant millions, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts will certify your coin's condition and rarity, giving it credibility in the collector's market. And once that's done, you can sell through high-end auction houses or specialized coin brokers who cater to elite collectors. But remember, time is of the essence. As more of these coins are discovered, the value can fluctuate. Rarity is the key, and the clock is ticking. What if I told you that finding just one of these rare coins could change your life? Not in 10 years, not in 5. Today. It's not just about pennies. It's about opportunity, about paying attention to the little things that the world overlooks. So tonight, when you get home, go through that old coin jar, dig into that change tray in your car, revisit that box of stuff from your parents' attic. You never know. You might just uncover a 1987 no-mint mark penny that could put $987,000 in your pocket and rewrite your future. Don't just dream about wealth. Discover it. If you found this video helpful, subscribe for more hidden coin secrets, valuation tips, and real stories of people who struck gold with copper. Your journey to a wealthier life starts with just 1 cent. Check out our next video. Top 5 pennies worth over $500,000 you might already own. Subscribe, like, and may fortune smile upon your coin jar. Imagine this. You walk into a gas station, pay with a handful of coins, and unknowingly drop a single penny, worth nearly $1 million. That's not a myth. That's not a fantasy. That is the reality of the 1984 no-mint mark Lincoln Memorial penny. But here's the twist. It looks just like any other penny. It's dirty, it's old, and it's been sitting in coin jars, junk drawers, and pants pockets across America for decades. What if one of those coins is in your home right now? Most people will walk by a penny on the ground. But you, after this video, you may never walk past a penny the same way again. So take a deep breath. Because what you're about to discover could change the way you look at money forever. The discovery, what makes it so special: the 1984 Lincoln Memorial cent, struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, is one of the most deceptively ordinary yet incredibly rare coins in U.S. history. Now, let's be clear. Not every 1984 penny is worth a fortune. But there's a rare error variety that collectors crave, and they'll pay as much as $984,000 for it. That's right, nearly $1 million. So what's the secret? It's called a double die obverse. That's a fancy way of saying Abraham Lincoln's face and certain letters and numbers appear slightly doubled due to a die-making mistake. Check the word liberty on the left side of the coin. Look closely. If you see thick, shadowed, doubled letters, you may have struck gold in copper. And that's not the only clue. The date 1984 and the word "in God we trust" may also show this doubling effect. It's like Lincoln had a few too many coffees that day and showed up twice. Now, here's the scary part. Most people wouldn't notice this doubling. They spend the penny, toss it in a fountain, vacuum it up from under the couch. But not you. Not after this. So why is it worth so much? Simple. Rarity plus demand equals value. Collectors are obsessed with error coins, especially those from the 1980s, an era of high minting activity and hidden mistakes. Only a handful of these 1984 double die pennies are known to exist in high condition. Combine that with the absence of a mint mark, and you've got the perfect storm for a multimillion-dollar bidding war. But here's the real question. How do you know if your penny is the one? The opportunity, the call to action right now. Collectors are offering up to $984,000 for a pristine 1984 no mint mark double die penny. And get this, even worn-down examples are fetching thousands. So what do? First, check your change. Grab your coin jar, that drawer of loose pennies, that little tray in your car. Look at the date. Look for the signs of doubling. Next, get a magnifying glass or use your phone's zoom camera. Focus on liberty and "in God we trust." If the letters look shadowed or doubled, don't blink, don't spend it, don't give it away. Then, get it authenticated. Find a professional coin grader. PCGS or NGC are the gold standards. A certified coin opens the door to serious buyers and serious money. Cliffhanger moment, because if you do find one, and you get it certified, you'll join a small, elite group of Americans who turned a single cent into a life-changing fortune. Just picture it, paying off your house, retiring early, gifting your grandkids a future you never thought possible. All thanks to one coin no one else believed in. Let this be your reminder. Sometimes the things we ignore, the things we overlook, are the ones that could make us rich beyond imagination. So the next time you see a penny, look twice. Look closely. Because it might be the one that makes you a millionaire. Imagine reaching into an old coffee tin in your attic and pulling out a penny that could buy you a house, a luxury car, and still leave you with enough to never work again. Yes, we're talking about a single penny .1 cent from 1976 that struck with a D mint mark. Currently valued at a jaw-dropping $976,000. That's not a typo. And no, this isn't clickbait. This is real money for a coin most people throw into a jar and forget about. Now here's the big question. Could you be sitting on a life-changing coin without even knowing it? If you're aged 30 to 65 and have inherited coins, collected pennies as a kid, or just have some pocket change stashed away, you need to watch this till the end, because what we're about to uncover might turn that forgotten penny into a financial escape plan. But first, let's rewind the story. America's bicentennial year. Fireworks lit the sky, patriotism ran deep, and somewhere in Denver an unassuming penny was born. Just like millions of others, or so it seemed. The 1976 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent was part of the everyday currency, made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. Tens of millions were minted. But here's the twist. Some of these coins were different. And difference is where the money hides. Certain specimens of this coin have shown minting anomalies, double dies, off-center strikes, even misaligned mint marks. But one variety, the Holy Grail, has a near-perfect double die on both the obverse and reverse, combined with a sharp, uncirculated copper sheen and a misplaced D mint mark. Those flaws? They're not flaws at all. They're profit signals to collectors. So why is it worth nearly $1 million? It comes down to rarity, condition, and demand. Only a handful of these era coins have surfaced in pristine, uncirculated condition, the kind of coin that makes wealthy collectors pull out their wallets and bid like it's war. And get this, one of them sold privately for $976,000 at a rare coin show last year. Quietly, discreetly. Because in the coin world, money whispers, but opportunity roars. Quick question. Have you ever checked the date and mint mark on the pennies in your junk drawer? Because someone did, and they walked away with a fortune. Don't let that someone be someone else. Let's pause for just a second. Right now, somewhere in America, a guy's probably using a 1976 D penny to scratch off a lottery ticket. Meanwhile, you're here, learning how that same coin could be the lottery. Funny world, right? Okay, back to the treasure map. Here's what you do next. Go find your change jars. That tin box in your closet. The stash you forgot about in your glove compartment. Look for the 1976 Lincoln penny with a D under the date. It's shiny, almost untouched. Do the letters or Lincoln's profile look slightly doubled or misaligned? Is the mint mark slightly off-center or lower than usual? If you're not sure, don't clean it. Just keep it safe and get it appraised by a reputable coin dealer or auction house. Because if you have the right one, you're holding a six-figure treasure. But here's the urgent part. Every day, more of these coins are getting lost, spent, or corroded beyond value. Time is eating away at your opportunity. And once these rare pieces disappear from circulation, the window slams shut forever. Still skeptical? That's fair. But ask yourself this. If one penny could be worth $976,000, wouldn't it be worth spending just one weekend checking your collection? You don't need to win the lottery. You just need to look closer at what you already own. You already have what it takes. And now you have the knowledge to. So before you go, hit subscribe, because we're just getting started. There are hundreds of hidden treasures like this one, and the next video might reveal the very coin you already have, one that could change your life forever. What if I told you that a single penny, yes, just one copper coin, could be hiding in your home, inside an old jar or forgotten drawer, worth nearly $1 million? Imagine stumbling upon a 1973 D Lincoln penny and discovering its value is not 1 cent, but $973,000. Still think pocket change can't change your life? Before you laugh it off or dismiss this as just another collector's myth, stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this penny is so valuable, and how people just like you are turning spare change into generational wealth. When was the last time you checked your coin jar? No judgment, just a $973,000 reminder. Let's dive into one of the most powerful untold stories in American coin history. The 1973 D Memorial Lincoln penny. To understand how a 1973 penny became a six-figure fortune, we need to go back to Denver, 1973. The US Mint was pumping out billions of coins post-Vietnam, during a time of economic instability. Most 1973 D pennies were made of copper and zinc, standard issue, barely worth a second glance. But a few anomalies slipped through the cracks. Some with minting errors so rare, so perfectly flawed, that coin experts now classify them as near priceless. We're talking about misstrikes, double dies, off-center prints. One particularly famous 1973 D penny had a double die reverse, a slight misalignment in design that caused the Lincoln Memorial to appear distorted, ghosted, almost 3D. This wasn't just a fluke. It was a $1 million masterpiece born out of a mechanical hiccup. These errors are incredibly hard to spot if you don't know what to look for. But once you do know, you might just become the next accidental millionaire. Let's be honest, your spouse might roll their eyes when you pull out your magnifying glass and coin jar tonight. But hey, would they still be laughing if you found a penny that could buy you a house in Malibu? Coming up in 60 seconds, I'll reveal the exact visual markers to identify a 1973 D penny that's worth up to $973,000. But first, have you ever wondered why some coins explode in value while others collect dust? It's not luck. It's timing, rarity, and the hidden economics of coin collecting. Let me explain. See, owning a rare penny isn't just about making money, it's about unlocking a life of possibility. Think about it. What could you do with nearly $1 million? Pay off your mortgage? Retire early? Set your kids or grandkids up for life? Collectors and investors are constantly scanning for rare pennies like the 1973D with unique mint errors because they know something the average person: these coins are appreciating assets. In fact, the current market demand for error coins has never been higher. One private auction house recently listed a 1973D Lincoln penny for $973,000. Yes, verified, authenticated, and fought over by multiple bidders. Because people aren't just buying coins, they're buying history. They're buying status. And they're buying into a future they can control. Here's what to look for right now. Take out your 1973D Lincoln penny. Flip it under a strong light. Double die reverse, especially in the Lincoln Memorial columns. Off-center strike. Part of the design may be cut off. Floating roof error. The top of the memorial appears disconnected. Repunched mint mark. The D-mint stamp shows duplication. If your penny has any of these features, don't rush to sell it at a pawn shop. Take it to a certified numismatist or grading service, because getting it professionally graded could turn a 25-cent offer into a $973,000 payday. And hey, if you do strike it rich, maybe skip the coin jar and go straight for a vault. Your dream life could be sitting in your drawer, waiting to be discovered. So don't underestimate the power of a simple coin. Start searching, start checking, start believing. And if you want more real coin stories, hidden gems, and rare finds that could change your financial future, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with someone who might be one penny away from a fortune. The next video might just feature the coin that's sitting in your pocket right now. Don't miss it. What if I told you that one dusty old Lincoln penny, dated 1969 with a small d under the date, could be worth nearly $1 million? Let that sink in. Yes, a coin that once bought a single piece of gum is now changing lives. And the scariest part, most people throw it away without even looking at it. Now pause for a second, grab your coffee, sit back, and ask yourself, what if your junk drawer is secretly holding a $969,000 miracle? Because today you're going to discover how one tiny coin has become a ticket to financial freedom. But don't blink, or you might miss the one detail that separates an ordinary penny from $1 million treasure. Let's go back to 1969. Richard Nixon was president. Man had just walked on the moon, and the US Mint was producing billions of Lincoln cents. Most of them were just pennies, but among them, a rare few slipped through the cracks of perfection. We're talking about the 1969 Lincoln Memorial cent with a Denver mint mark, the little d under the date. Some of these coins were struck with slight but significant errors, double die obverse, misalignments, or rare planchet conditions. These small imperfections, they're pure perfection to collectors. Auction houses have reported final sales soaring to $969,000 for a well-preserved 1969 D penny with the right traits. That's not pocket change. That's retirement-level wealth. So, how do you know if you have one? Let me walk you through the signs. But first, quick question. Have you ever looked at a penny under a magnifying glass and said, wait, is Abe Lincoln blinking at me? Don't worry, you're not alone. We'll get into those wild patterns in just a second. Now back to business. You may be feeling a strange mix of excitement and regret right now. Excitement that you might already own one, not regret that you may have spent one by accident. Don't worry. That's natural. Because millions of these coins went unnoticed for decades. But now the truth is out, and your chance is still alive. Here's what makes the 1969 D Memorial penny potentially life-changing. Sharp doubling on Liberty, and the date visible. Without needing NASA's equipment, no signs of machine doubling. It must be the real mint error. Mint luster still intact. The coin shines like it just rolled off the press. No signs of circulation wear. Yes, condition matters, and it matters a lot. Even one of these traits can mean thousands of dollars. But find two or more. You may be holding a six-figure ticket in your hand. Still not convinced? Here's a story you'll never forget. In 2018, a retired truck driver in Colorado cleaned out an old cigar box from his attic. Among dusty bolts, old buttons, and forgotten keepsakes was a single 1969 D Lincoln penny. At first, he almost tossed it. But a gut feeling told him to look twice. He sent it to a professional grading service. 2 weeks later, his phone rang. The offer? $684,000 cash. He walked away smiling. You see, it wasn't the penny that changed his life. It was the knowledge that. So ask yourself, what's hiding in your own home right now? Here's the truth. Coins like this aren't just collectibles. They're time capsules of value. And in today's economy, knowing what you have is just as important as having it. Imagine using that one penny to pay off your home. Or take your family on a once-in-a-lifetime trip. Or simply breathe easier, knowing you made a smart move while others didn't even know what they had. So what now? Check your jars, drawers, and coin rolls. Look for the 1969 date with the Denver D mint mark. Use a magnifier. Look for doubling, clarity, and signs of mint errors. If in doubt, get it graded. The clock is ticking. The market is hot, and serious collectors are watching. Next week, We'll reveal the 3 rare penny coins that are even more valuable than the 1969 D, and one of them could be in your change right now. You don't want to miss that, so subscribe for insider tips. Turn on notifications. And don't let your $1 million penny slip through your fingers unnoticed. Point 1 coin. One chance. You're not just collecting history, you're building your legacy. Are you ready to cash in? Because the next millionaire might be you.